Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and Barcelona had a pretty crap end of the season, didn't they? Despite winning their final game 5-0 against Alaves, the Catalans surrendered the title to rivals Real Madrid, with Quique Setien's side ending up 5 points behind. A lot of questions are being asked about this Barcelona team right now, but what I want to know is where will these players be in 5 years' time? Well, I'm going to use Football Manager 2020 to find out, and see where each player from Barcelona's last game are in 2025. Neto Gremio. In the final game of the season, Setien made a change and gave Marc-Andre ter Stegen a rest, meaning Brazilian stopper Neto got a chance to play. And he got himself a clean sheet, so happy days all round. On Football Manager by 2025, Neto's Barcelona career is over, growing tired of being second choice by 2024. He's now back in Brazil for the first time since 2010 and playing for Gremio, who paid £9.25 million for his services, which seems like a lot for a Brazilian club. Either way, he started great there, and now it's slightly gone to pot for him. Sergio Roberto is still at Barcelona. Barcelona's utility man is still at the new camp in 2025, still putting in consistent performances either at right back or in midfield. He barely puts a foot wrong, but his averages aren't anything sensational either, they're just average and consistent, which isn't a bad thing to be by any stretch of the imagination. Christ, I long for the day I'm average and consistent. He's also an important player for Spain, but at 33 he'll be hoping Barcelona hand him a new deal before his current one expires in June 2026. Just a quick one, if you're new to the channel, I'd absolutely love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. We'll try to have new content every other day, so hit the bell to make sure you never miss a video, and if you do, I'll be your friend forever. Anyway, back to Barcelona. Ronald Araujo, Inter Milan. Setien handed Ronald Araujo a chance at the back against Alaves, a young Uruguayan defender with a bright future, mainly because he didn't have any other options, but also because there was nothing to play for anyway. On Football Manager though, his future is away from Barcelona. It's fair to say he never makes his mark in red and blue, spending more time out on loan or in the reserves before joining Inter Milan in 2023 for £20.5 million. He's also already had a loan spell since joining Inter, so it's clear to see that at 26 his career is yet to really take off. Clement Lenglet, Arsenal. The Frenchman is a top-class central defender in a struggling Barcelona squad, but on Football Manager he's taken his talents to the Premier League. Yes, Arsenal made a serious commitment to sorting out their defence, splashing out £54 million to sign Lenglet in the summer of 2020. If they do something similar in the coming weeks, I'll be shocked. But on FM, Lenglet has been decent for Arsenal and has just enjoyed his best season yet. He's also won himself 2 Europa Leagues, which is alright to anyone but Jose Mourinho. Jody Alba retired. He got 2 assists against Alaves, but by 2025 Jody Alba's retired. The marauding left-back called it a day in 2024, but it wasn't at Barcelona where he hung up his boots. He actually spent 2 seasons with Ajax following an £11 million move, where he barely played and didn't really justify the investment. But whatever, that's Ajax's fault, not his. Now retired, Jody Alba wants to be a director of football, and like every other retired player on this game, he's unemployed. Arturo Vidal retired. The flamboyant shithouse is also retired, but Arturo Vidal left Barcelona a lot sooner than Alba did. The Chilean midfielder joined Porto in 2020 for £12 million, extending his list of illustrious clubs he's played for. But in Portugal, Vidal got worse and worse year after year. Well, that's pretty harsh actually, it wasn't that bad, he did alright. Sorry Mr Vidal, please don't 2-foot me and spit on my grave. Vidal retired in 2024 and now wants to become a manager, but that's yet to happen, so maybe he should just start playing Football Manager to occupy his time instead. Then maybe start a YouTube channel documenting his every move. I'd certainly watch it. Sergio Busquets, Shakhtar Donetsk. Every time I do one of these videos, there's always at least one player either at Shakhtar Donetsk or Wolves. I mean, how good are this Shakhtar team? They've got Sergio Busquets now, who spent 2 years classing up the Ukrainian Premier League with his commanding performances in the middle of the park. He's got 1 year left on a £62,000 a week deal, and it would be no surprise to say Busquets call it a day in 2026. Ricky Puge, Fulham. One of the emerging talents at Barcelona right now has moved on by 2025, heading to England and joining Fulham in 2022. He was barely getting a game for Barca, but when he did he was decent, which makes it odd that they sold him for just £7.75 million. In England, Puge has had a mixed time. His first season ended in relegation, but the following 2 seasons have been great for him personally, although it's clearly an inconsistent performer when you compare this season average to his goal contributions. Ah well, as long as he's happy. Maybe he's got himself a posh girlfriend and found himself on Made in Chelsea. Lionel Messi retired. The one we've all been waiting for, Lionel Messi's career is no more in 2025. The greatest of all time has just retired, and of course he ended his career at the new camp. That means he ends his professional career as a one-club man, and if you look at his stats, you wonder why he's called it a day. Even in his final season he contributed 25 goals and got an average rating of 7.84, that's better than anyone else in this team. But at 38 Messi is no longer a player and wants to start his coaching career as an assistant manager. Christ, imagine having Lionel Messi as your right hand man, you just do whatever he said. Luis Suarez retired. The striker with the biggest bite also called it a day in 2025, although his final season at Barcelona was very different to Messi's. Suarez actually only played 4 times, still scoring 2 goals in the process, but he too has been wonderful during the simulation. However, it's clear that Father Time caught up with him, unlike Messi, who was built by robots to dominate the footballing world. Suarez now wants to become a coach, but I think he'd be more suited to a role in The Walking Dead. Ansu Fati is still at Barcelona. There are big concerns about where Barcelona are going as a club, especially with Lionel Messi winding down, but one saving grace is that they might have the next big thing in Ansu Fati. And on Football Manager 2020, he's still there in 2025. However, he's not the main man just yet. In fact, he's struggling to even get in the team. Fati has had 2 loan spells at Napoli and can barely get a game in a Barcelona shirt, which might suggest his future lies elsewhere. Okay, so that's the starting 11, let's whiz through some other players before ending with what happened to Quique Setien. Marc-Andre ter Stegen is still Barcelona's main man in between the sticks, Nelson Semedo continues to compete with Sergio Roberto but is now a transfer target for Juventus, Samuel Umtiti is still at the new camp and somewhat more reliable with the injuries drying up, Gerard Piqué retired at the age of 36 and has left football completely, likely to spend time with wife Shakira. Ivan Rakitic is an unemployed assistant manager after ending his career in 2024 with Hoffenheim. Frenkie de Jong is Liverpool's record signing at £119 million and thriving in the Premier League. Martin Braithwaite is back playing in Denmark after Barcelona gave up on him after a year. Ousmane Dembele is incredibly fit enough to play football year after year and he's still with Barcelona, where he's just enjoyed one of his best seasons ever. And Antoine Griezmann is still there too, scoring goal after goal and proving he does have what it takes to play for Barcelona. I wonder what celebration you'll be doing in 2025, I bet Fortnite won't even be a thing. As for Quique Setien, he resigned as Barcelona boss in 2022 and 6 months later headed to Porto, and now he's a target for the Tottenham job. So there we have it, that's Barcelona's squad and where they are in 2025 on Football Manager 2020. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo, and until next time we will see you around.